Today we are in the Alps and we're about to do 130 miles or 200 kilometers across France and Italy, going up 5,000 meters, going down 5,000 meters. So a big loop in the mountains, and I think it's going to go to show that electric cars are pretty damn good in the mountains, contrary to some well-known myth. So first we are going up the Col du Galibier at 2,600 meters. That's a very high pass and beautiful landscape, of course. So we've climbed up about 1,000 meters and now we're down to 71% of battery and 94 miles left of range. But as you're going to see, we're going to regain an awful lot of that when going down. Alright, we're driving down now towards the Col du Lautaret, which is about 500 meters lower than the previous pass. If you need it, you've got a slow charger there. And we are already starting to regain range. That means that the range is now at 99 miles. We are now in the Serre Chevalier Valley, and this video is proudly sponsored by the local rafting company. No, I'm kidding. A good look at the stats now. We've driven for a bit more than an hour, 50 kilometers. We have consumed about 10 kilowatt hours, but regened 5. The average consumption so far is just 96 watt hours per kilometer, shy of 6.5 miles per kilowatt hours, very low. And that means our state of charge is 80% after going up 1.3 kilometers, going down 1.4 kilometers. So you can see the power of regen there. And we carry on towards Briançon, and then we're going to go back up again. Alright, we've gone back up now, so we're at 132 watt hours per kilometer, but we've done 400 meters more of going up than going down. Now it's time to charge, less than 20%, and that's to get down into the valley and up again the next mountain pass back into France. That will be plenty. And we cross the border now, so we're in Italy. It's downhill, driving into all those villages. That means we are still on 88% of battery, and the average is at 8.3 miles per kilowatt hours. And now it's time for lunch in a brilliant trattoria. Fantastic food. Now you know how it goes. We're going back up again. That's towards the Valseni. And the pass is at 2,100 meters of elevation, I believe. We are now at 49%, and that's probably the lowest we are ever going to be because we are going down the mountain again. We'll charge a little bit and then we'll go for the final ascent and we'll be done for the day. Let's charge again now before the final ascent. We're on 50% nearly, so we're going to do less than 10 minutes again. Final ascent now. We're back at 1500 meters of elevation. So that's our day trip done. We started the day at 97%, we finished at 64%, and we consumed just 5.4 miles per kilowatt hours. That's 1.4 liters per 100 kilometers, and that is very efficient indeed. So EVs in the mountain in the summer, yep, sign me up for this. We're back in the studio and we're looking at what's happened on a map with all the data, all the stats. So first we went up the mountain for about 20 kilometers. You can see the average use is quite high, about 400 watt hours per kilometer. Then we arrive at the top, at the mountain pass, the first one, we have used 410 watt hours per kilometer over 19 kilometers. The state of charge is down to 70%. We look at the views, and then we go down. And when we go down, we recover about 200 watt-hours per kilometer. We stop at the second pass, which is at about 2058 meters. And then we go again. You can see the state of charge, 76, 77, 78%. And still recovering a bit. The spot use is still kind of either negative or flat now. We stop again. And then we go. And now we're in the valley. You can see it's kind of decreasing. Right. And now after Briançon, it's going back up again. So the average use is going up 120 watt-hours per kilometer. And the spot use is in the 300 to 400 again. We make that little charge, just 8 minutes. And then we're done, 86%. We cross the border. And then we are down again, 200 watt-hours per kilometer, recovering. We are in Italy now, and you can see it's kind of flat and we're regenerating a bit, but we are essentially driving at no cost at all on the state of charge because it's kind of downhill. So there you go, 92% was our maximum. So if you remember at the top of the mountain at 2000 meters, we were at 90 or 86%. And now we've used very little over the last 30, 40 kilometers. And then we're back up again. And you can see the spot use 500 watt-hours per kilometer. So a lot. And that's going to go down on the state of charge, 66, 64, 62. We're crossing the border again, back into France. The lake. So we've driven 139 kilometers at that point, and on an average of 137 watt-hours per kilometer. And as you can see, we're up for another downhill, which is recovering again, 52%, 53%, 54% on the state of charge. Now again, this is a bit of a valley, so it's going downhill, but we're not recovering very much. We're using a bit of the power of the energy, so much so that we're on 48% now. And there is our Ioniq charger. So just a few minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes at 67 kilowatt. We're done 80%. And it's time to finish that loop. So again, kind of flat downhill, meaning we are not using any of the battery. And then we're back up again, 500 watt-hours per kilometer. 200 kilometers since the start. That's what we've driven. And we're on 63%. And with the finish, there's just that little bit going down. And then we reconnect and we're going to slow charge. That's it. That was the trip. That's the loop. Okay, to finish, we are now in super geek mode. You get all the stats, 210 kilometers, 5 hours of driving, the best part of 5,000 meters going up and 5,000 meters going down. Clearly, we're in the Alps, so you're not driving at 130 kilometers an hour. 42 is the average. We've reused about 44%. We've regenerated 44%. That's very good. And even more important is the overall efficiency at 115 watt-hours per kilometer. As we've said, we charged twice and then plugged into the slow charger at the end. That really is all of it. If we take a look at the graphs now, the altitude, we went up and down and up and down and up and down and up. And therefore the state of charge follows the mirror image on that. Started close to 98%, goes down to 70%, regains to 80%, goes down, then we charge about 20%. Then it's quite stable as we are going downhill, but not very quickly. And then we are going up the mountain pass, and that's a big one. As you can see here, we start from 500 meters, we go back up to 2,145, and then again down a valley, recharge a bit, and then go back up finally. As you can see, that's the final bit of going up. So state of charge as a function of time now. Again, a bit of the symmetry, the mirror image compared to the altitude as a function of hour of the day. Clearly, the distribution of how much efficiency we're doing is going to be all over the place, from the very negative at minus 200 all the way to the very positive 400, 500 when going very steeply up. The average watt hours per kilometer, you can see again when you're going up, it's in the 400. It's minus 200 when you're going down. That's the average of the last 5 kilometers. But the overall average is stabilizing quickly to the 110, 115 watt hours per kilometer mark. As we've said, the speed was going to be about 40 kilometers an hour. That's what you get in the mountains. When we charged at 60 kilowatts. And then final thing, when we charge once around noon and once around 6 p.m. And therefore, how much we've used in terms of net kilowatt hours, at the start, it's quite a lot. You end up using 7-8 kilowatt hours just to do the first ascent. Then you regain, and so on and so forth. You can see this was a big ascent, about 1,600 meters. But the key thing here is that you're always going to be well above the 50% mark, and that with just one little charge here. Now, in fact, you could probably have gone deeper, the 20% here. You could have gone 20%, 25% deeper over here. So all in all, I think it works really well and goes to show the kind of efficiency of the car in the mountain. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.